I pushed it through. Now you can see here, every programming contains these 6 basic things, okay? Look at, we write a program, and in a program, we give some input and we perform some operation and we get some output. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we give input, we need some variables to store that values and that data. So first thing in a program are the variables. You understand?
Yes. The first
And then we perform some operation. Then we perform some operation. I give you every example. You can take every example. You go to an ATM machine, okay, and you insert your card, and it asks you to input your PIN number, okay, and you enter your PIN number. Yes. Now this PIN number is entering. This is your input statement. You understand?
I see.
Then your entered input is stored in a variable. Okay.
Okay.
Then this value is compared with your stored PIN code. This is selection structure. If statement, it checks that whether the entered value, which input value, the PIN code is equal to the PIN code that is already stored in that program. So if it is equal, then it does the next operation, okay, on the basis of this decision, whether it will skip or it will do some operation. You understand?
Yes.
Okay.
So either if else statement, right?
Yes, this is if else. After that, look at, after that, what you do. Now you are entered, your password was correct, if else statement execute, and you are now into your ATM machine. Now you click an option to show your balance, for example. Okay. So this is output statement. Your balance is shown on the screen, that you have this amount in your balance. Where is that data is stored? Look at, variables are about to hold the values that are used in processing. But when we talk about some real life scenario, for example, your bank account, for example, a roll number list of the students, for example, we talk about some bigger values, some bigger data sets. So the variables are not enough there to store such big values. So we move next to some structured form of data. Okay. So we need arrays, we need linked list, we need tree, we need queue. Now these are possible options by which we can store our data to be used, to be called in our computer program on the basis of our requirement. For example, we require dynamic allocation. Whenever we want to add to the value, whenever we can remove the value, so we should use the linked list. For example, we need to store value consecutively in a sequence, then we can use the arrays. Okay. But in arrays, and for example, we need some values that can be retrieved and stored in this sequence, that which value is stored first, that should be retrieved first. Okay, so these are different things. On the basis of our requirement, we will decide that we have to use either linked list, either array, either tree, either queue, or some other data structures. You understand?
Yes, I understand. So okay. Each function will be different.
Yeah. So these are basic things. Whenever you want to write a program, you must have some variable, you will have some operators, you will have some input statement, you will have some output statement. There could be a selection structure, a structure that will check a condition, and on the basis of condition, it will perform something or skip something. Okay. And then you have another looping structure. For example, the continue to the same example, you on the ATM machine, when you have made a successful transaction, it asks you whether you continue, whether you want to continue. If you press Y and it restarts again, it repeats the operation again. So so this is loop. This can be do by while, this can be do by, we have different structures. For selection structure, we have three options. We have if else statement, we have switch statement, we have ternary statements. Okay. For looping, we have three structures. We can use while do, we can use do while, we can also use the for loop. Okay. Now, the last thing, this is basic programming. Look at here. This is total programming in the 5 tasks. Okay. These are basic tasks that a student must learn to write a computer program. Okay. And after that, these are 5 things. Okay. Variables, operators, input, output, selection structure, and looping. Then strategies come. There is a strategies that you must write a program in the form of functions. Then you need to learn this 6th thing. Okay. Then there comes some language specific features like C++ provide us a better way to handle data, that is structure way. C++ language give us a better way to handle and operate on the locations of the memory, that is pointer. These are some special, you can say, the utilities that will be provided by any particular language. But every language performs these 6 basic things. You understand? Divide a program, write a program, and then you can make that program in the form of functions. Like here, this was our previous example. Okay, we try to find that one. This is the first thing, variable. Okay, this is also the special feature that is structure definition. Okay, this is an operation which is creating that one. Okay, you can see here, this is also an operation in which we are assigning this value to this particular variable. And that is a special variable that is called a structure variable, a node variable. Now, variables can be of, this is a function display list, which are displaying the value of header. And when we will go there, how display is working, we go up there and we can see here, display function is outputting the value, C out. This is outputting. You understand? Yeah. In this program, we do not have any input statement. Okay. Okay. Now go here. In this is empty function, we have this selection. If this will be true, then this will be performed. Otherwise, this will be performed. Now, what is that? This will be skipped or performed. This will be skipped or performed. Okay. And this is also the variable declaration. And this is an operation to create the value. And this is assigning, simple assigning. The value of D is going to assign to this special type of variable. The null value is going to assign this special variable. And this is being done by, this complete is a small task that is called a function. Okay.
Yes.
So basically,
I want to ask you.
Yeah, now you can ask me. This is total philosophy thinking about a computer program and computer programming. Okay. Now you can ask me anything.
So, like, for example, when you're creating like the data structure, when you're creating the linked list, you create the header of the linked list, which would be structured like the variable. What would be the variable for that one? Like the linked
Look
list
at here.
Variable.
You are going to create a linked list. Okay. You are going. First of all, you will have to learn what is actually linked list. Linked list is not a programming. Look at here. Linked list is a way to store and retrieve and perform some specific operation over a collection of data. You understand? I repeat, linked list provides us a standard way of storing data, retrieving data, performing operation on that data. Okay. So we will have to learn first what is linked list. To learn the linked list, for example, we go here, linked list, okay? And we put on the image. So you will see this image, okay? In a linked list, we will store the values like this is. This is two things here, not one thing, okay? One is the values. The next one is the address of the next value to which this value is connected. So here I am going to define. Look at linked list provides us a mechanism to store the data in the form of nodes. Okay. And every node consists of two parts. One is its data part, and next one is the part that contains the address of next node to which this node is attached. Linked list have some header node, which indicates that this is the starting of the linked list. And linked list also have a tail node, which shows that this is the end of a linked list. You understand?
Yes.
Now look at here. This is the philosophy of linked list that I have already told you. This is a way, I am repeating it. This is a way to store the values in the form of nodes. Okay. Node contains two things. In one thing, it can store the actual value. That is, that value could be anything. That could be integer, float, double, string, or any other structure or object, okay? This is not limitation. Look at here, this is like this one. This is an integer node, you can see here, 10 is stored, and here nothing is stored, okay? But here the address of this memory location is stored. Here the address of this memory location is stored, and this is null, the node which contains null in its next pointer, okay, it means that is the tail node of your list. Okay, so this is basic definition of linked list. You understand?
I understand.
No, we want
how to insert.
Yeah, no, we try to create this. For example, we want to create a linked list of integers. You understand?
Yeah.
So first thing we need here, we need to create a node that will consist of two things. One is the data part, and next one is the address of next thing. You understand? Yeah, we go to we go to here. We go here and we define a structure here. This code, you will have to learn this code. Yeah, this only portion. Okay, C++ provide us a mechanism to define a structure variable that is also called user defined data type. Okay, so in this you can define the name. For example, I told you here, you can type the structure. Look at here, we have integer data type, we have double data type, we have float, and like this one. Okay, you understand? But what we are going to create linked list. You understand? Linked list consists of nodes. You agree with that one? You understand?
Yes, consists of data. Yes.
Okay, look at here. And every node consists of two things, not one thing, okay? Two things. One is its data, and second is the next. You understand?
Yeah, so the next would be the pointer pointing
Yes.
to the next node.
So look at, we need a special type of data type. These data type cannot help us to make a linked list, okay? We need a special type of data type. So here in C++, there is a structure that you can make your own data type. I make a data type and I write its name node, like here. I make int data and I will write here int static next, okay? So look at here, this node is a new data type that consists of two variables. One will be called data and the other will be called static node. That is a pointer. You understand?
Understand.
Now, when I will create this variable,
the data of the node.
Yeah, look at here. When I create int a, it means that a variable with the name a is created that can hold 4 bytes in the memory. But when I will create this one, struct node n1. So what it means that? It means that this n1 holds two things. One is data, the second one is next. You can type here, look at here, n1 dot. When you press dot, you see here it has two things. One is data and other one is the pointer. You understand?
Exactly, yes. Yes.
Look at here. In the same way, here in your code, we have defined this structure. Okay? This node is defined here. Look at here. The node is defined in which one part is data variable. The next part is another node, not here a pointer. We are creating another node here, which is of same type. This is called recursion. This is called recursion, reusing.
Yes.
Yeah, reusing of the same thing. You understand?
Yes.
So look at here. Now this is node, and here in the main function, what we are doing, we are creating a node here. This is called header. Okay. And here we are going.
Of the program.
Yeah, this is a node. Now this is a node, and this node means that we have created a variable which will have these two things. And now we will set these two values. Look at how I am setting this. I am taking header is equal to, because this is header and we have not created its size. So we will use this function. This is a function to dynamically declare and assign memory. Assign memory. This is a special type of function in C++, because like we have defined here D, when this is declared D, 4 bytes are allocated before the execution of the program. You understand?
Yes.
But when we define this header, this header do not allocate anything. It will not be allocated any memory. This function, malloc function, will generate the size of memory, and this memory will be assigned to this header. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Now header is completely defined. Here we are declaring it, and here we have assigned it a memory location in our memory. Understand?
So the malloc would be an allocation of the memory to the header.
Yeah, this will. Malloc is the function by which you can allocate a memory during the execution of a program. Okay? Because we are not defining the size of this linked list. Okay, we are just creating a node here. Okay, look at here. Now we are going to access the data part of the header. We have created here header. If you are created a node as a pointer, then you will use this operator. This is called arrow operator. Okay. And if you are creating a variable like I have done here, like this one, I have made this node and I have created this n1 as a variable, then you can use the dot operator. Okay. But if you look at here, when I will make an arrow, then it is also available here. So if you are creating a pointer variable, then you can access the elements inside this structure with the help of arrow operator. So we know that header is of node type, and node have two things, data and the address of next node. So we are allocating here two things, okay? Here we are setting the value of 2, and here we are setting the next node with creating a new node. Look at here. This is creation of new node, and the address of this new node is being stored in header.next. You understand?
Right. Yes.
No, look at here.
Creating a new node.
Yeah.
So anytime you're creating a new node.
Yeah, look at this. This is new node. This is basically new address node is created. Look at here. This is the new node, and it is added in the address of this node is stored in header.next. Okay. So it means that when we will use header.next, I am reading is dot, but it is not dot. Okay. I am just reading it like a dot. It is an arrow operator. So look at here. When header arrow next, and then I will call the data, it means that I am referring to the next node, not this node. I am talking about the next node. You understand? Okay. The data of next node, so which is
header. So as your pointer is, like you said, next, and you say next, that be going
look at here. I show you here. Basically, we are doing with this one here, okay? Like in this way. This is our first node, okay? This is our first node. I am using the pencil here, and we have made its name header here, okay? This is header node. You understand? And this is its data part.
Yeah.
We stored here 2, okay? And now this is the next part, okay? This is the next part. Now look at here. This is created when these two statements are this one is when this one is executed, the blank node is created and header is assigned. When this is created, 2 is written here. Now, when this will run, look at here, when this will run, it will mean that headers.next will contain the address of this new node which is being created here. It means that a new node is created here. Okay. And its memory address is stored here. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, now look at here. This is again, because every node contains 2 parts here. This is header.next. Look at here. When I will write here header.next. This is the header next, okay? And when I will write the data, it means its data. You understand? It means a header.next.data. Dot, I am just for pronouncing it dot, but this is not the dot, okay? So here, this is data is equal to 4. It means that we are referring this one, and 4 will be written here. You understand? Yeah. Now we go here again. Now we are going here, going into the next statement, which is header, and then next, and then it's next, okay? You understand? Then it's next. So where we are now? We are now here. Look at here. This is header. This is next, and this is the next here. Okay, we are here now.
Then next,
okay.
The third one, yes.
Okay, and here we write equal to, and again we call a malloc, and we have created a new node here. I am now writing the full code, and we have created here a new node. When there is a new node, it means that another node is being created there. Okay. And this one is here. Look at here. And now how we can refer this
data,
one.
The third one would be data.
Yeah.
5, right? 2, 4, 5. So 2, 4, 6, right?
Yes, this will be.
6
no,
data.
Now we will go there, header dot next dot next, when we will and data. Okay, look at here. Now we will write in this way, is equal to 6. It means that 6 will be written here. Okay, and now we are writing here that header, it's next, and inside when we call header next, we reach here. Then we again write header. It means we are reach here. Okay, and then again we are asking the next. Okay, so it means we are here now, and we created is equal to null. It means that here we will write null. Mean that this is our tail node. You understand? The node in the linked list whose next pointer is equal to null, it means that it shows that this is the last node of your linked list. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, look at here. This is our code that your instructor provide you. Okay, every time next new node, and this is 6 and this is the null. Now he asked us to write a function that can display the value of header. This was our task to be done. You understand? So we write simple function here, display, and we send an argument, the header pointer, and look at here what we have done. We have just done cout, header, data, and endl. Then we called header next and that data. And then we called header dot next dot next dot data. And we saw the output here. All nodes were being printed here, 2, 4, 6. Look at here. All this nodes data is printed here.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6. Yes, I see now. It makes sense.
You understand?
I want to end. I want to. Yeah, I understand. It is very interesting. I completely understand how the header next.
Yes.
Display, but like, I would like to do one with you as well. Creating one in a linked list when I fix my laptop. Actually.
Yes. Okay. So I told you that because if you will try to learn from me, then it will be very beneficial for you. Okay, I can explain everything that you will find hesitant. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Your teacher is not teaching you from your level. Okay. He is teaching from the class level. Okay. Because I know. Yes, because we are now learning in an individual environment. Okay. I know that what you know. So I will try to give you example. I will try to start from the basic level, but your teacher will not go in that previous detail. Okay. That is the problem, because you know that you have already learned C++, you know the pointer, you know these type of things. This statement should be learned by you.
Exactly. That's what the problem is. You know.
Yes, that was the problem. But I think, inshallah, I am hopeful that after this, a clear picture will be in your mind about the linked list, about the code. Now, it will not happen that you can't understand the written code there. Okay, what is actually written and what is actually happening. The first thing in programming, you must understand that what this piece of code is actually doing. When you learn this is it's doing, then you will be able to copy that one. Then you will be able to rewrite that part of code. Okay. So we cannot simply copy and paste the code and generate the output. We have to understand what actually this code is doing. Yeah, you may ask any question about this linked list and the further anything. Okay.
Yes, no, you made a very clear definition. You made a very clear explanation of the linked list and how it's created. So anytime when you wanted to create like a new header, how about you creating two nodes at the same time? Sometimes you could use the same, like could you use one struct mode malloc size for 2 nodes? Like I say data 2 data, like data equal 4, then data equal 5
Look at, there are different types of list. Okay. This is simple list. Okay, so you understand? There are different types of list.
Yes.
When we talk about that thing,
Yes.
it means that we are talking about this link. This is called AA linked list. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
This is
Let's
another
not go.
structure. Now you
Okay.
can see
Okay.
here, the node is totally changed here. Now node composed of three things. One is data, the two pointers with previous and next. It will contain the address of previous nodes as well as the address of a next node. Now, if we want to implement double linked list, it means that we will have to change our node structure here. Okay, we will have to define an other node here, and then we can implement that one. Okay, we will have to create here node.
He did. He did not go in detail of that. He did not go in detail of the double. He listed only the linked list first.
No. There are three types of list. Okay, look at here. Types of linked list. Okay, linked list. Look at here.
Yeah.
There are three: single, double, and circular. You understand? There are three types of list. I show you here. This is single list. Okay, in which node has two parts: data and the next. Okay, this is double, in which node has three things: the previous pointer, the next pointer, and the data. You understand? And what is the difference between circular? This is circular. When the last node contains the address of first node, you understand? Then it becomes a circular linked list. The simple difference is that here, when you want to make circular linked list, you do not need to change the node structure. Okay, you just need to you just need to set the pointer of your last node not equal to null, rather with the address of your first node. You understand? Your header node. Then it will become the circular linked list. And circular linked list could be single linked list as well as the double linked list. Like here, this is doubly circular linked list. And this is single circular linked list. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Single, double.
Okay. So this is about our
so, like
yeah.
Also like this.
You were talking about something.
Like for example, you say, Mahmoud, I want you to create me. Mahmoud, I want you to create me a linked list. First, I want you to master a single linked list.
Okay.
Then I want you to create one. For example, now.
Yeah. For example, if you are going to create a linked list, first of all, you will have to select which one you. For example, I asked you to create a single double linked list. Okay. So you will start from your structure definition. Okay. Yeah. You will start here with the structure, struct node, and you will define this one here. Okay. For example, you are going to create integer. You will type integer data and then struct node and pointer next. Okay. So this is the structure defined for you. You understand? Now you can go to the int main function. And inside here, you can start defining the structure header. Okay. Structure node, and this is header. This is your first node created. Okay. Now you will have to assign the malloc function by assigning this node to here. You understand? You will write the code because you have created the node, but you have not allocated the memory. Understand?
Yes.
No, you will start writing code like header / look at whenever you will type this, automatically it will ask you whether you want to set the data part of header or next part of header. You said, I want to set the data part. Okay. In the data part, you type here some value because it is an integer, you type here 4. Now you will have to set its next pointer as well. Okay. You are going to create here next. Okay. So this is your next part. And here you can either create a new node or you can create dynamically the node. Okay. Now here you will have to learn how we can create a dynamic. So if we want to know this, this is the malloc function. This is simple syntax like this one. If you want to create a new thing dynamically, you will have to write this one. Malloc and a structure node, and what will the size of that? Size of is the operator, and this must be converted into struct. This is called casting node. If you will not write this one, then this will also an error. So this one is created, this one is converted and assigned to this next operator. You understand?
Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you, you can also type online code if you do not have the mobile, you can open this W3 School. Okay. And here, when you will click on the try it function here, this type of editor will be loaded here. You understand? And here, whatever you will write.
Yes,
and
I tried.
Yeah.
This one, I like it a lot. It's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, this one is, you can type your C++ code online on your mobile. Okay. You will open this W3 School and you will open C++ and click on any try it yourself. When you will click, this compiler and examiner will be loaded here. Now here, you can write every program. You will click run. It will be executed here. Okay. You can write online. Look at here. No need to install any compiler, nothing to install any app. Open the browser and you can try the online compiler for writing your C++ program and other things. Okay. For the time being, until your laptop is not repaired. Okay. So that's why.
Okay. Yes, that'll be perfect. Yes.
Okay, I think this is too much for today.
Yes.